everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Roll the Distance. My name is Frances, or if you follow me on Instagram, you better know me as Franister. And if you've been following me there for a while, you know that I am very passionate about trail skating and doing distance on my skates. So I've created this channel not so much as a tutorial channel, but as a place where you can find general knowledge on trail skating, street skating, and skating the outdoors. Make sure to watch until the end of this video. I am going to be giving away some goodies to one lucky winner, and I will be providing instructions on how to enter the giveaway. One of the questions that I get asked the most is what my outdoor setup is, or what I recommend as a good outdoor setup. So today I'm going to be discussing all the details on what I roll on outside and what you can do to get your skates ready for rolling outdoors. Let's first talk boot. My boot is the Moxie Lolly in the original Clementines. They've since changed the color. These look the color they do because I've custom dyed them with Angela suede dye. That's a conversation for a future episode. But this is a suede boot. It's very pliable on the ankle, which I'd like because I come from a low-cut boot in Derby. They are very lightly padded inside with a liner, which makes them really comfortable outside the box. So you pretty much just plug and play these and you're ready to roll. The suede, I believe, is the most forgiving material for outdoors, not so much against rain and puddles, but if you do scrape the suede on the pavement, it's much more salvageable than leather or vinyl, which you'll scrape the paint off and it'll leave a mark. So having said that, I do prefer the suede. I think it's very comfortable. It molds to your foot. It stretches quite nicely, and it just gets softer over time. You do not necessarily have to have a suede boot for outdoors. Whatever boot you have or are able to afford will be okay for outdoors, just as long as you're willing to get it dirty and you don't mind getting it all scuffed up or getting sand, dirt, debris, puddles, rain, anything you name it. The outdoors will be very unforgiving on your skates, and you just have to be willing to let your boot go. Next up, I wanted to discuss the plate. Mine are the Sure Grip Avanti Magnesiums. The main reason why I upgraded the plate on these was because my park setup has the same plate, and I wanted the slider blocks to be interchangeable without me having to buy a separate set of slider blocks that would fit a specific plate. Otherwise, for outdoor skating and trail skating, you will not need to upgrade the stock plate. Those are good enough for skating outdoors, and unless you plan on doing like really aggressive park skating or street skating, I do not think you will be needing to splurge on an upgraded plate. To give you an idea, my new setup on the jacks, I mounted them on sunlights. These are nylon plates, and the main difference I felt, aside from an obvious weight difference, is that these make a little bit more noise than my metal plates. So a nylon plate will be good enough for skating outdoors. Honestly, plates are a very personal thing. And until you try enough of them to know exactly what you like and want out of your pair of skates, they won't make that much of a difference. They are great enough. Nylon plates are good enough to learn to skate, and they're good enough to skate outdoors or do some trail or distance skating. Insoles. I have not upgraded the insoles. I've actually done all of my distance skating and my longer distances with the stock insoles. That's not to say there should be better insoles out there for you. If you feel like your skates are not comfortable, especially in the shorter distances, do upgrade the insoles, because as you start adding mileage onto your tracks, the more your feet will suffer. So if your skates you find that are uncomfortable, get yourself a pair of insoles. Unfortunately, I haven't tried that many, so I don't have that much insight to provide on the insoles department. I did, however, order a pair recently because I wanted, these skates fit a bit big and I wanted them to fit a little bit snugger. So I ordered FP insoles. I will be doing a review of these in, I don't know, about a month. I have to use them first. So far so good. I had to cut them to size a bit, but I will be reviewing these as soon as I've tried them for at least a month and relay that information back to you. My go-to toe stop is the Kaya Cherry Bomb in the long stem. I've also ordered gumballs. The main thing that I look for is that they have enough grip. When you're outdoors, you want, first of all, a chunky toe stop. You want something that has enough meat on it, because you'll be stopping on really rough surfaces, so they will wear down quite quickly. And the reason why I do them long stem is because as they wear down, I can start unscrewing them and getting them back at a comfortable level for me. Again, I don't like, when I'm outside, I like to go quickly on my toes if I need to stop, if a car's coming, an intersection, or just kind of thrusting forward. And having them closer to the ground makes a world of a difference, and it makes it so much more comfortable going onto your toe stops than if they are too high up, because they've been worn down and you can't really unscrew them out. That is the main reason why I get long stem. A lot of people like the shorter stem because they like their toe stops to be out of the way, and that's understandable. This is personal preference. I like my long stem. I like to be able to adjust them closer to the ground as I need to and as I wear them down from skating outside. The bearings that are my go-to are Bones Reds. They're affordable and they're reliable. I trash my bearings. You've seen me. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I walk over sand, I skate over puddles, I skate at the beach a lot, and I just don't feel like it's worth spending more money on a pair of bearings. You know, I pay $30 for a full set of 16, and they last me long enough. These are almost brand new. They're just reliable and they're affordable, and that's the main reason why I use them. They give me a nice good roll as well. Last but not least, definitely not least, is the wheels. And this is the most important part of your outdoor setup. This is the main difference between an indoor and an outdoor skate, and it is the wheels. The 78A is a durometer that I prefer. It's soft and it'll enable you to roll over rough surfaces, pebbles, debris, twigs, etc. I've tried all sizes of these wheels. These are the Radar Energies. These are my favorite wheels for outdoors. So I've tried the 57s, these are the 62s, and I've tried the 65s. The 65s are gonna give you more roll, but they are big, they are clunkier, so you'll lose a bit of agility with them. The 57s are great for agility, and you'll feel more stable because of the smaller diameter. You'll be a little bit closer to the ground, but since they're smaller, you'll feel a ton more the vibrations of a rough surface, and you'll have to push harder and stride harder to get enough roll and speed. To me, the 62s are the sweet spot. They're like a nice middle ground. They're not too big, so you still feel agile enough. You can jump off on curbs. You can go over cheese graters, etc. And they are big enough that you'll get enough roll and you get enough speed to enjoy your outdoor track. So Radar Energy 78A, those are my go-tos. So just to recap, any pair of skates has the potential to be an outdoor skate. There are two main factors that you need to take into account. First one is how willing you are to beat up your skates. Your skates will take a beating outdoors, from puddles, rain, dirt, sand, to every time you fall, you'll get a new scuff on your boot. So if you are willing to really beat them up outdoors and get them real dirty, you're okay to take those skates outside. The second thing you need to make a pair of skates an outdoor setup, and the most important one, is the wheels. So I reached out to Radar, and they were nice enough to send me a full set of wheels, 62 millimeters of the Radar Energies, which are my go-to wheels. These are 78A, and they are absolutely perfect for skating outdoors. And I will be giving these away to one lucky winner. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, that's Franister, because all of the rules to enter this giveaway will be on there. Another thing, make sure you're following and subscribe to this channel, Roll the Distance. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button as well for new episodes. I'm gonna try to do these weekly. I'm just starting out, so be patient with me if you don't see an episode next week. Another thing, just leave any questions or comments in the comment section below. Any feedback is welcome. I would appreciate, since I am very new to this, but I am very excited to give out these wheels because everybody asks me, what wheels do you roll on? What are those wheels that roll over everything? Well, these are it. And you have a chance to win a set. that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, stay curious, roll far, and skate on. If you follow me on Instagram, please tag me. I would love to see your outdoor trail skates, and until next time.